Hello, this is Dawn Moret. Today is Thursday, the 28th of October, and I made a video yesterday, but my computer erased it because the battery was low. It was not very good anyway, but anyway, back into content. It would be very much like me to upload a video of me masturbating onto YouTube and then never make another video and have 55 views of something so interesting. But yeah, we're gonna get more content. So today, the energies are just crazy right now. We've got all the stuff going down with the pipeline. We've got the election, of course, and people flipping out, just freaking out. I mean, it's very, very intense right now. We had the solar flares 5 days ago. Still, making us lethargic, tired, maybe body issues. And what else? I mean, just so much is going on right now. So, with me right now, like, I have no idea what to do with myself. I don't know whether to go to Standing Rock. I don't know whether to rob a bank. I don't know whether to, take a nap. But probably end up taking a nap, That's going to be, that's always the best option. Just go to sleep. No, I actually, I think it's really cool that people are showing up at Standing Rock and showing solidarity because it's a huge water supply. I mean, it affects way more than just an isolated group of people. It really affects everyone. And the weirdest thing is, there's this there's a Podesta email that's about 0 point energetics that apparently some alien life form is waiting in the wings out in the sky to give us 0 point energy, which is like free energy. And nobody, I don't know, I don't know if that's true or not. Of course, I have no idea. But if it was true, oh, and they're waiting for us to be at peace. That's all they need. They won't come down to a violent planet. So if we all just got on a peace train, then we'd have free energy. I mean, I don't disbelieve it. I don't believe it. I don't know, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Why would we continue to go to war if we were going to get free energy? And what does the government know and not know? And who are all these people and these emails? I mean, WikiLeaks is pretty fucking cool. It is. It's great. Those guys are really awesome. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do how to make sure that a man does not abandon you after sex, part 1. We're probably going to have 2 parts to this, possibly 3, possibly 4. There's lots of content here with this one. But I've seen a lot of videos with younger girls, 18 to 25, on YouTube talking about being rejected after sex. And there's no reason for that to ever happen. Horrible thing. Horrible thing that you don't want to happen to you. And there's no reason for it to happen to anyone. If you know the tips and the tricks about how to approach, how to deal with men sexually, right? So this is something that takes, years of practice. It takes maybe some reading, right? I've done a lot of reading about, seduction and things like that. So anyway, what I want to read today, I want to read page 210 and 212 from The Satanic Witch. This is written by Anton LaVey, and it doesn't really have anything to do with Satanism or really witchcraft. It's really more about how to be a smart woman in the world. That's really what it's about. It's not really about Satan or anything like that. Well, even if it was, who gives a fuck? It's 2016. Hail Satan. But anyway, so this chapter is called Giving In, and we're going to read that right now. All right. Women assume themselves to be the ultimate romanticists. They feel that any man to whom they sexually succumb must surely be forgotten insofar as any lasting romance is concerned. If a man is to be landed, it is thought, and this is from the 70s, okay? But, even as recently as 2000 something, the Rules, remember The Rules, that book? Those women were not happy with themselves. Their marriages only lasted like 5 years. There's tons of people that are not sexually happy that are writing books, right? Fuck that. Fuck that. The Rules is fucking retarded. Super retarded. There's no reason. No. If you're just going for a marriage certificate and you don't ever want to have any good sex, that's on you. But, those books are fucking stupid. Super retarded. And it always comes out in the wash that, the people that write these books are not actually happy with their own lives. ever. Like, that shit is so stupid. Why would you want to be married if you weren't having a good sex life? I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. Some people, I think you maybe religious upbringing, you're like, I need to get married. I need to have a ring on my finger. Well, I don't really give a shit about that. I don't think that most, well, who knows? But anyway, this is for the young women who are scared of this, or they've had this happen to them and they don't want to repeat it. So anyway, let's get back to it. Okay. So if a man is to be landed, it is thought, a girl must keep him in abeyance, keep him away from her until his commitment has been made. This common type of Victorian behavior still seems to serve as the standard. The fallacy of such an inhibiting form of conduct can easily be discovered by any witch who is willing to objectively experiment. In reality, it is the man who carefully plans his campaign to snare the woman of his choice, and when that woman finally responds to his maneuvers, his ego will not let him readily discard that for which he has so strenuously labored. And this, even if you have sort of a gender reversal type relationship, right? So oftentimes I'm laboring for sex more than the guy is, right? But even so, this still holds true, because they do labor some, even if they're not paying for things, they're laboring in some way. Oh God, I tell so much about myself. Anyway, back to this. I'm such a man. Alright, so the woman who thinks that she will easily lose a man whom she has inspired to pursue her will actually find that she has to work at rejecting him more often than not. The surest way to lose a man you have bewitched, using sex or otherwise, is to worry about it. It is not the act of sexual submission that causes a man to leave you, but the desperation you project at the fear of losing him. Practically every case of outright rejection I've encountered is engendered by women who only have themselves to blame. These girls place a man in such a defensive role at having ruined them that even those who might otherwise have sold their souls for the women in question wind up sneaking out while the getting's good. Why do so many women play the game of, if you're going to play with me, it's got to be for keeps? Simply because they have been so brainwashed by dubious moralisms that they would rather be stuck with a man who turns out to be a complete washout and retain their honor than to realize that sex to a man does not necessarily mean love. The male romantic prognosis is exactly the reverse of the female, and every witch should learn this rule well. Most women must first feel romantic stirrings, which, if strong enough, can lead to sexual encounters. In males, however, the most lasting loves start with sexual activity. If a man has the opportunity to skip the bullshit and sexually release himself with a woman who he desires shortly after meeting her, any real feelings of romantic love which might exist will subsequently be able to be seen in their true light. The idyllic yearnings of the young man who demands not sex from his beloved will seldom... I'm just trying to imagine maybe a 9-year-old. The world's growing up at a very young pace right now. Teens sexting and stuff like that. The idyllic yearnings of the young man who demands not sex of his beloved will seldom result in any mature and lasting relationship. Men can be trapped using sex as a weapon. It's done every day. Very few meaningful and lasting romances or marriages have ever been attained as a result of deliberate denial of courtship sex, however. True, some have succeeded in spite of sexual denial, but hardly ever because of it. If a woman can free herself from the desperation she often feels for a man to whom she has given herself, his very pride will prohibit him from hastily rejecting what he considers to be his conquest, unless he is one of the earlier mentioned types who only respect a woman who is tougher than he, and who, by her denials and assorted kicks to the groin, gains his respect. If this is the kind of man you want, you must do more than simply deny him sexually, though. You must literally treat him like a worm. So that's that chapter. And that's part 1 I mean, it's so good. It's so good. It's so simple because it cuts through the bullshit and all the dubious moralisms. And they are dubious. They're so stupid. So stupid. It's absolutely true. But of course, you've got to set up boundaries. And, well, we're going to go into that in part 2. So stay tuned for part 2. Thanks. Bye. Have an amazing day.